Welcome, friends and enemies, to this weekly news hits presented by Midwest Commentary. I'm here to give you random news from the past week, along with other bits and pieces I found to fit in. The United States and around the world, I've kind of slammed these two sections together. The U.S.-Iran ceasefire is over. Anyone else shocked by this? I'm not. In light of this, President Trump has made arrangements for if he's assassinated due to threats made on Friday. I don't know if that's escalation, de-escalation, or anything like that, but I always figured every president had plans in case they were assassinated. I thought, the history of the American presidents being assassinated kind of made that. I always thought that every president had assassination plans, just like every VP did. Oh well. Moving on. Passenger on Ryanair flight was partially sucked out of a window after it dislodges from the cabin. The passenger is currently in the hospital. No, I'm glad the plane landed and the passenger is in the hospital. But no thank you. His wife was hanging onto his legs. My desire to fly is going down by the week, and I know people are like, it's a small percentage, but one accident, average, per 759,646 flights. I'll pass. I'll drive, I'll boat, I'll do whatever else. No thank you. The earthquakes in Venezuela have left many homeless, the dead still unrecovered, and there are missing people. There are bits of hope amid the destruction. Kids are playing soccer in the displacement camp. Vets have set up clinics to help with pets being found and pets brought by their families. And the U.S. Search and Rescue Team is still coordinating with other teams from around the world and everything. So there's, bits of hope as time goes on. Random history fact: Japan bombed one mainland U.S. target after Pearl Harbor in World War II. Fort Stevens in Oregon. Most of the damage was done to the baseball field and telephone cables. You can still visit the site and read about it. There's a plaque there. There's online sources. My thanks for this random fact to JD over at History Underground for this information. I recommend you go check out his channel for a lot of different history. But I would still go check out his channel. He has a lot of interesting little factoids that you might not know about. And he also has done quite a lot with veterans. So I would go see him. Check out his channel. Farmers forecast currently for the United States. I hope all my farmers are doing well out there. I know that in the Midwest it has been hot, rainy and hot. But this is the forecast for the crop update as of July 4th. Corn is 16% silking. I'll say the corn by my house is like 6 feet tall and has silk shooting out of the top. Soybeans, 34% blooming. Winter wheat, 59% harvested. Cotton, 49% squaring stage. Sorghum, 97% planted. Rice, 26% reached headed stage. Small grains, 86% has headed. Barley, 60% headed stage. Spring wheat, 54% headed stage. Peanuts, 59% pegging stage. But be sure to thank farmers for the food you have eaten today. In other food news, Walmart is lowering prices on some products to help battle inflation. This includes certain products like beef, produce, and some sodas. More interested in beef and produce, not so much the sodas. But it's also following into Sam's Club. I know Tide is another one. Cleaning products is another thing that is supposed to start dropping in price. This week's missing person is Antoinette Christine Cadito. She was born on December 25th, 1976 in New Mexico. She went missing on April 6th, 1986. She was last seen in a pink nightgown outside of her family's residence. Antoinette was 4'7" at the time of her disappearance. She has brown hair and brown eyes, freckles, pierced ears, and is biracial of Italian and Native American descent. If you have any information about her, please contact the number listed on the FBI poster. I hope that information can be found soon for both her and her family. In sports news, Kelsey Fendler, I hope I pronounced that right, rowed in a 132-foot square boat alone for 43 days from California to Hawaii to break multiple world records. Good for her. She rowed the 2,400 miles. Whoa. And she vlogged every single day about it. and she's dealt with extreme sleep deprivation, isolation, and the physical toll of the open sea. She broke the speed record, the first American woman to complete the journey, and the youngest. I mean, good for her. That's got to take, like they said, though, that's got to be a psychological toll on her. So I hope she's doing well. And if you heard that, that was my dog barking. An Oregon store suspends Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments due to hygiene concerns. They still do Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments? I'm showing my age here. I remember when they came out. The cards came out. As of July 1st, an Oregon store suspended its Yu-Gi-Oh! Card tournaments for 1 week due to complaints about hygiene. We encourage players to follow Konami guidelines and report anyone who does not. As the company behind addressed the subject of hygiene. This is the quote from the company. Neglecting to wash or put on clean clothes contributes to an unpleasant atmosphere at the event. Duelists who neglect self-care to the point where they are negatively impacting the tournament may be asked to correct the issue and continue to leave. How do you not shower or change your clothes? That's gross. I'm glad that they, decided to really enforce the rules and we are, as of today, the day I'm recording this, we are 8 days from the FIFA World Cup ending. If you like this, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you can keep up to date on my latest videos and my short series and everything. I'm currently trying to go through every single book in my house. Not just my house, but among my family members. And in case anyone's wondering, there's quite a few of us and there's quite a lot of books. So this week's museum piece. There is a copy of the U.S. Declaration of Independence in England. Seems a bit of an odd place, like some guy keeping a breakup letter. In May of 2025, volunteer Michael Skur was sorting and cataloging letters from an 18th century Royal Navy captain for the British National Archives. Attached to a report of the capture of an American privateer Dalton in December 1776 was a piece of paper identified as another paper. As Skur unfolded it, the word declaration was printed across the top. It is one of just 11 copies of the Exeter printing that is known to exist today, and the only one outside of the United States. What a wonderful find, especially, the 250th, we're in it right now because this is officially the year of the 250. And, as always, discovering more about history. As historians love discovering more and more about history every day. This week's POW MIA is Private First Class Russell L. Overland. On May 17, 1944, the 5307th Composite Unit, or Merrill's Marauders, began an assault on a Japanese airfield in Myitkyina, Burma. Apologies if I mispronounced that. Private First Class Russell Overland joined the Army from Idaho. He was killed in action near Stipur, Burma, during the battle for control of the village. Battlefield conditions made it impossible to recover his body. After the war, U.S. personnel were unable to recover his remains. His case remains of active pursuit. May Private First Class Russell Overland and his comrades rest in peace. We're going to do a crime update here. The skydiving plane that killed 12 in Missouri has a recent new information from their initial probe. They concluded that no major safety failures in the aircraft, which is interesting. There have been several GoPro cameras recovered from the wreckage in apparently decent shape, so they have been sent to the lab for review because the plane, I believe its size or the type that it was, there was no black box recorder in it, so the GoPros might give them more information. So we'll see more as time goes on, as the NTSB goes through the reviews. The preliminary hearings for the murder of Charlie Kirk happened this week. You can watch several live streams of the hearings on YouTube. They will gather again on September 1st for the next steps of the process. This is all leading to determine if there is enough evidence to go to trial. And based on what I heard, there is. We never know. It's just another thing. So on September 1st, they'll be back in court. So we will see. Moving on, nature. Mystery apples have shown up on the beach in North Carolina. It's believed they're washing up. It's not that big of a mystery. It's believed they're washing up on shore after falling off of a boat, a ship of some sort. They're like falling off because they're like fresh apples, but that's just a bit of weirdness. In Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a man opened the door to his truck to find a bear in his passenger seat. No. Just no. I mean, I've seen bears and I know that they can get into things, and I'm just like, no. I wouldn't want to be face to face with one. Apparently, the bear got into his truck by climbing through an open window. The man got a piece of wood to scare the bear out of the truck. He didn't harm the bear or anything. He just kind of, yelled and, banged it and pushed pushed the bear without touching it to get out of the truck. If I opened up a car door and a bear was sitting in the front seat, I wouldn't need coffee. Probably need a new pair of underwear, but I wouldn't need any coffee. Be like, I'd also probably have a heart attack, so I would be going to the hospital. A giraffe escaped for 2 weeks in Texas. Apparently, it is very dry in Texas, and the giraffe was camouflaged by how, dried out everything is. But I'm just kind of like, you lost a giraffe in Texas? I mean, everything is bigger in Texas. Why not a giraffe? I'm glad the giraffe is found, and apparently not injured, so... Spain is currently experiencing fast-moving wildfires in their southern regions. The Andalusia region of Spain has wildfires that have at least 12 dead and 23 people missing. Emergency crews are continuing to search and rescue alongside teams fighting the fires. Evacuation instructions have been given by officials. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please, for your safety, just evacuate. It is better to be safe than to be sorry. I understand they're also fast moving, so I would just not wait, just go. Nothing is more valuable to you than your life and the life of your loved ones. This week's food fact. Fry bread in America has a complicated history among the Navajo and other Indian tribes. Seen as both a gathering point for the tribes, it is served at powwows and events. It is being seen as a health issue by doctors. The bread comes from rations given to the Navajo when they were forced to walk from Arizona to New Mexico, a 300-mile journey. The government gave them canned goods, sugar, lard, and flour. From these ingredients, fry bread was created and became a staple of their culture. To know that they've made something with so little to keep them alive. And it's also seen in some ways as a form of poverty. In pop culture this week, unless you've been living under a rock, you know that the Swift-Kelsey wedding happened on July 3rd. Congratulations, 2 people got married. I hope you have a long and mostly happy marriage. I know people fight, but I hope you two fight to stay together. And now we move on. Because I don't care if you got married in front of a judge, if you spent the budget of a country on your wedding. You got married. Now being married is the party. So there we go. In movie news, Minions Monsters barely kicked Toy Story 5 off of the number 1 spot on the July 4th weekend. So it unseated. Toy Story got knocked to 2 while Minions and Mayhem were number 1. And on a side note, I've heard the live-action Moana is not doing well in its opening weekend this weekend. So we'll see how it keeps going. The Nathan Hot Dog Eating Contest had Joey Chestnut retain his title of number 1 for the 18th time. Miss Sudo won the women's division for the 12th time. And I did not know this, but I did not know this about this competition, but Eric James Badland Booker won first in the lemonade chugging contest. Congratulations to all. I feel like I need Pepto-Bismol by association for all of that. Links to all the articles used in this segment are available in the comment section on the YouTube page. I hope in some way this has brightened your day, helped you in some way, and you like and subscribe. I'm sure I will hear from all of you before the next recording. Take care, make smart decisions, and be safe. God bless you all.